Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Burwell, your host of VIE Speaks, Conversations with Heart and Soul. We are filming season 3 this week, and we're having a dynamite time. I have a special guest today. He is our personal trainer, and by our, I mean the company's personal trainer, where he comes to our office every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m., and he works us out hard and keeps us all mentally well, in shape, and having a lot of fun early in the morning. He's amazing. His name is Derek McMahon. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Yep.
And for people watching or listening, we just finished our 1-hour session in the parking lot this morning. So we get a little sweat on our brows maybe, but that's okay. It's real life, real time.
Yes.
And it's amazing. We've been with you now for, is it like going on 4 months?
Probably
about
three
and a half?
Yeah, a little more than 3.
Yeah. So we were introduced to you. I think Zach had reached out to us, and Zach is the founder and owner of 4x4 Fitness.
Yes.
And I think it's a fascinating business to offer personal training remotely and mobily on the road. So you come to us rather than we go to you in a gym, or even, I know you go to people's homes and businesses, and in our case, in our parking lot here are the offices of VIE and the Idea Boutique. So tell me how it started. I know you hail from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so how did you go from Minnesota to meeting Zach in Nashville and back here?
Yes. So originally I'm from Minnesota. We grew up in Minnesota. Zach and I both went to college in Minnesota. We both went to a small school up there. Zach played football there, and he actually, while he was in school, he worked for one of my clients who I was training down in Winona. Zach is a few years older than me too, so he went through school I think 4 or 5 years before me. But while he was there, he was working for my client who I had up in Minnesota, and my client and I developed a good relationship. He had a good relationship with Zach still, and he ended up connecting the two of us.
Oh, that's great.
I really didn't know Zach until that point, and at that point, Zach and I had done some phone calls. We talked about, hey, honestly, it was more so like, where's our vision at for fitness? What are our values in terms of fitness? And things like that. And we really lined up on a lot of stuff. My wife and I knew we were going to move. We didn't know where at that point. We knew God was telling us to go somewhere south specifically. And I got an offer from Zach about Nashville. We prayed about it. Basically, we decided not to go to Nashville. We decided to go to Panama City Beach. And I told Zach that, thinking that it was all over. Okay, we're going to find something else while we're down there. And he offered me basically a sort of a franchise into another state. So we're mainly based off of Nashville right now. And now I'm the first one down here in Florida. Now we're multi-state with the business. And
that's great, because it's almost like your decision to not go to Nashville was probably a pivotal turning point for Zach to say, well, all right, well, maybe we'll venture out into other states with this idea, right?
Yeah, I think that is the case, though, 100%.
And so organic growth is always definitely the best.
Yeah.
And so I think Zach had reached out to one of our staff members, Marta, and started talking about it. And I thought it was such a fun idea. I love working out. I find it very difficult to work out consistently because of time, a time deficit. I do think it's great for a well-balanced life, like mind, soul, and body. I don't think it's just for the body. As much as I love being in shape physically, I prefer the mental wellness that it gives me, happiness, getting the blood going. Camaraderie, even like the relationship between trainer and your students, right?
True,
would you call them us students or whatever? But it's an intimate relationship.
Yeah.
And we listen to what you say, and like there's we're under your training, okay, so to speak. But I find that requires a lot of trust.
For sure.
From the get-go, and the better that relationship is fostered. And I don't know if a lot of people talk about that, and then if you really get a lot out of that relationship too, that is part of it. It's part of the consistency of I want to go see Derek, or the same for probably who you're training too.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty great thing to do that I think should be done if everyone can do this in some form or fashion, they should.
Yeah, I agree. And I love what you said about it being holistic, about mind, body, soul. I think as a trainer, I think you want to get a trainer who feels that that's part of their purpose is to help people develop that.
Yeah.
Because then it comes from a place of, and this is the thing that Zach and I had talked about too, is like, are we genuinely trying to help people, or is this for the money?
Yeah.
And we both were like, this is genuinely something that we're going to be doing no matter what. And for me, that gives me a lot of confidence when training people, and I think it opens up trust with the client as well, because they think, hey, he's actually, or they know that I'm genuinely trying to help them with their fitness, and that's holistic. I think it's super important. I think it's a cool thing that you just mentioned right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I feel about it too. And so it is really important to keep it going. And as each year passes, I find that myself and pretty much everybody else that I know is operating with a time deficit.
Yes.
So we're coming to work anyway.
Yeah.
So if our trainer, you, can come to work an hour earlier, and we can meet here because we're coming here anyway, and we can get a hardcore hour-long workout in before we start our day, that's excellent time management. And everything else that goes with that.
Yeah.
And it's just been really fun, and we kind of like, are we going to keep this forever, And I'm like, well, that would be hard not to do. It would be hard to like get used to this like regime, and all the benefits, and then like not do it anymore, So, yeah, I'm so glad that we met, and I think that you're an amazing trainer, and I think that I could only speculate that it might be hard training like multiple people like us, So I think you do that really well.
Sure.
Because I can tell you're studying everybody, like what they can do and what they can't do. I mean, and so whatever you tell each of us to do, we do. That's our role. Our role is to obey what you say to do, right?
Sure. That sounds intense, but yeah. That is the case.
I'm kidding,
yeah.
but no, like if you tell me to do something, I'm thinking, he thinks I can do it.
Yeah.
And so I have faith that I can do it because you think I can.
Yeah. I think there's a certain level of encouragement that comes with being a trainer that you need to be able to give people, and that I think you want to give to people. That's just kind of naturally who I am, is I like to encourage people. But then it also comes down to a certain level of honesty too, of where somebody's at, because you don't want to encourage somebody to do something they're not,
that they can't
sure not able to do.
Right.
Obviously you can push, and you can do a bunch, Lisa. So we
but
just keep pushing.
But that's an art, though, to be able to like size that up really quickly, like what they can do. I mean, I do really think that's an art to study, like people and where they are and what they can do.
Yeah.
And that's your job.
Point.
I would say that might be like the hardest job of a trainer, to push somebody so that they have the maximum benefit, but then not that fine line of over pushing. I mean, that probably is a big deal,
Yeah, and a lot of times too, trainers, I'll say this really quick, early on when you're training, it's almost an ego thing of, I want to show this person a good workout that's just going to make them just so
fall
sore
over.
that it's not even funny, But I think as you spend more time as a trainer, as you have more experience as a trainer, then you start to recognize. And honestly, another big part of this for me, big perspective change, was coming to Christ and changing my perspective on training. Yeah. Where before it was kind of vanity for, I want to destroy the body,
right.
to
build the body, you want to destroy the body.
And then now it's I want to build the body, so build the body, build the mind, build the soul, so that I can perform in my life properly. And like you said before, I'm in community with my work people. The camaraderie that comes with that is
it's a big part of it.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. So when did you come to Christ? Was that a new thing that happened?
I didn't really, I grew up kind of around the church a little bit. No stern principles, no stern teaching on Christ necessarily. My parents were amazing people, incredible people, but I did end up drifting away. And I drifted pretty far away, And I ended up coming to Christ. Actually, it was just 2021, in May of 2021.
okay.
So I started feeling conviction.
Yeah.
And I finally just recognized Jesus Christ as the truth.
Yeah.
And it just opened my eyes. It gave me a certain level of confidence. And then all of these things that I was dealing with were slowly taken away from me. It wasn't even an effort thing, really, you know, and you know how it is too. It just kind of falls off. And as you seek him, and I give that.
And you become new.
You become new.
You become new. Well, that's amazing. And that you're bringing a lot to the table with that too, because there's a lot of encouragement there that you're giving people, even if you're not saying anything, and it's who you are. You're representing.
100%.
That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing is representing.
Right.
And that should be enough.
Yeah.
It should be if we're like really,
doing
walking it daily, right?
Oh yeah, it should be.
You should be
obvious.
different.
Yeah,
you should be different.
Yeah.
Than the average bear, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy for you in that. And your wife, you're newly married.
Yes.
And you're having a little baby.
Yes, baby boy.
Baby boy.
Yes.
Soon. 4 months, 5 months?
February.
Okay, February. Okay, so exciting.
Yes.
So you just were married and went on your honeymoon to Ireland, which is where my homeland, so to speak, and that my family's all from
amazing,
there.
Yeah.
And where did you go again? I think Galway. You told me.
Yeah, we went to Galway. So initially we flew into Paris and we stayed there for I think 5 days.
Oh, that's
in
fun.
Paris, and then we went from there. We went to Ireland. We stayed in Dublin when we were in Ireland, and then we ventured off over into Galway and into the Cliffs of Moher.
Yes.
If you go to Ireland, that's where you probably that's the
it's a
spot
must.
to be.
It's a must see.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty much. We've taken many people there, and I've been there probably 12 times in my life.
Oh,
and
man.
it never gets old.
It would never.
It's
get
just
old,
like
no.
it's not the 8th wonder of the world or the 9th, but it could be. It could be the 9th, right?
It's so green.
It's so really
beautiful.
really amazing. So how do you like living in Florida?
That's a good question. Yeah. And what's crazy, it's different. We came down here, in the middle of summer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's hot.
People in Minnesota are like, what are you doing? This is the wrong time to go down there.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to go in the fall and the winter. But we came down end of May, we got here. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, we've absolutely loved it.
That's good.
Yeah. I think the people around here that I've been meeting are incredible people.
They are.
They are incredible people, and I love the area. Obviously, the beach is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, so
it's
good.
Been really
We're so
great.
glad to have you here. So I know just from social media, which is such a crazy great way. It's almost like the new newspaper, it's locally for people that we know. So then when I see your Instagram or your 4x4 Instagram, and I see that you're working out Amanda at Rosemary Beach and her crew, and Phil McDonald from Black Bear, and a bunch of other people that I know. And it's fun because we're not together, but there's weirdly a camaraderie that, they're working out with Derek and we worked out with them yesterday.
Yes.
It's kind of fun.
It's so fun. I talked to other clients, and I actually talked to Phil last week and told him I work out with you guys. I think he saw on Instagram too, probably.
How could they not?
Yeah,
because we post it every time.
And it's just funny. You guys all know each other.
Yeah,
you're all like
long
friends.
history.
Long history.
Oh my gosh,
there's
so
cool.
much history. Yeah.
It's so I'm lucky enough to just like get here, and now I'm like kind of.
And then you'll know everybody.
Too, and
you'll know everyone that we know.
Yeah.
And then you'll know everyone that all your other people are knowing too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
It's
so
really great.
when you were in college, is that when you got into the profession basically that you're in right now with weight training?
Yeah. So when I was in college, I did my personal training certification, which is a pretty easy certification. Honestly, you just have to study material and then you pass a test. So it's really not too bad. I did it when I was 18.
Okay.
So I did that like right away after high school, basically.
Yeah.
And then I went back to school and I did my exercise science degree. So I did a 4-year degree specifically for exercise science, which translates over into personal training really well.
Yes. Perfect.
And I was personal training all throughout college too. I was just finding ways to how can I train people, and that's what I was doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you look great, and
Thank you.
even since I first saw you like 4 months ago when we first
Yeah.
met, and then I think you came here last week. I go, did you get bigger? I mean, Derek, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because you're working everybody else out, and then I asked you, I go, well, when do you work out? And you told me your ritual. Will you share that with everybody when you work out, like at 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah,
right?
usually that's the case. Like this morning, that was the case.
Okay.
That's if my day is ideal. If I'm crushing it in the day, I'm up at 3:30. I run to my gym. It's really close to my house. We'll run there, hit a quick like 30, 45-minute workout, run back, and then
You run. You physically run.
I physically run.
Not
yeah.
drive, run.
No, I run.
run.
I run. Literally run. Yeah.
Okay.
So I do that, and I usually finish up around 5 o'clock is the goal.
Okay, so
It's pretty quick. And
that's
then
an hour and a half workout, though.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I get ready and go do my day.
Yeah.
But as a trainer too, if you're not leading the way
Yeah.
with your clients, if you're not practicing what you preach, there's a lack of integrity there. And for me, whenever I've fallen off with my health, my training has fallen off too, because it's just I'm not as convicted in what I'm showing.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
So,
Pretty
yeah.
great. So, give our listeners a little bit of backstory on Zach and his NFL days and all that, right?
Oh yeah, he's actually got a wild story.
Yeah, what's his story?
I wish I knew the whole thing like in detail, so I can give you like kind of a brief idea. But he grew up on a farm, like he grew up on an Amish farm, and he walked on to college football.
Walked on.
He walked on to college football. He didn't have any, as far as I know, he didn't have any scholarships going on. He didn't have anything like that going on for football. He just worked his butt off. Like he's a super hard worker. He's probably one of the hardest workers I know. Like he's gonna put the work in and get done what he needs to get done. So he did that for football, and it ended up getting him on Winona State football team, which it's a Division II football. So it's not a D1, it's D2. But he
Right.
continued to work through that, continued to push, continued to get better at football, and eventually it led him to walking on and trying out for the Buffalo Bills. And making the team, which is
crazy.
absurd. Yeah,
it's absurd.
It's like that shouldn't happen. So clearly he's putting in some serious work
Yeah.
to make that happen.
Yeah, that's
you know?
amazing.
Yeah.
So on pictures on Instagram, like
Yeah.
his farm complex, whatever he's got going on there
Yeah.
in Franklin, Tennessee, looks amazing with all of the the ropes and everything that you have us doing too,
Oh,
like
yeah.
spread all around the farm. So
Yep.
does he have a lot of people coming there to work out too, or is that just his training
So
facility?
that's kind of our we could say like headquarters sort of
Okay.
thing is in Franklin, and that's where all the trainers will go together and we'll meet and we'll do meetings and stuff there. We'll do pictures and stuff there. We'll hang out there and kind of fellowship.
And probably work out. What's a workout like with all you people? That would be
We
hardcore.
haven't done one of those yet. I haven't done
okay.
one with them at least, but
Okay.
that would be intense.
That would be hardcore.
That would be hardcore.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do the mobile training in Tennessee as well. That's all we do at 4x4 right now
Yes.
is the mobile training. That's kind of our specialty.
Yeah.
And
Which is a great niche to be in right now.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, with the time deficit that so many people have, and just the ease of it.
Yeah.
And then the commitment. Even for myself, maybe I'm like the worst example of someone that's training whatever, but like I have to have accountability, or else I will. I have too much to do right now, so I can't do it. And then missing a workout for a week turns into 2, turns into 3.
yeah.
And so I'm just one of those people that has to have, accountability with a trainer.
Yeah.
And I had worked out with a trainer and, still do as well in Destin,
Yeah.
Zoltan Nagy, and he really instilled in me, the eating, the mind, body, soul.
Got you.
Then, you come on into our lives and everything, and it's it furthers that it's necessary. Because I couldn't really get there anymore because the traffic was so bad and
Sure.
I got so busy,
That's
so it
far.
was
That's
so
probably far,
hard to
yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
And then I found myself maybe going through like a good 6 months with like working out consistently. It
Okay.
wasn't good for me.
Oh.
It wasn't good for me on the whole thing, mind,
Yeah.
body, soul.
Got you.
And I find like from this experience when we're working with you
Mm-hmm.
that I know that for the rest of my life, I can never fall off the wagon again. Like I have to keep working out because
really
it's
good.
very important because I am my best self
Mm-hmm.
when I'm doing that.
Absolutely. There's something to be said too. I'll say this in my experience so far, running group sessions versus running one-on-ones. One-on-ones are fantastic. There's something to be said about a group of people
Yeah.
getting together and working out that everyone gets better, I think, a little bit faster. It's pretty cool. And I think you doing it with the business here,
Yeah.
I've told you this before too, but it's I think it's so cool. I think you guys should do it as long as you can.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's
I agree.
incredible.
I just can't picture it without it right now. You know,
Yeah.
I really can't. It's becoming like it has become a way of life for us in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
You know.
I love it too. I love
Yeah.
coming here. You guys are
I know.
one of my favorite groups.
Oh, all right.
Tell my other clients that. Hopefully they don't watch this.
Hope no one's listening.
Yeah, no one listens.
He's kidding everybody else.
Right.
He's just saying that because he's here. Don't worry. So, do you go to a lot of people's houses?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that's mostly what we do right now. We love doing businesses too, though.
Yeah.
We love doing businesses.
More businesses should do this.
More businesses should do this. I think that is our. I mean, I know that that's
Your strategy.
a big target
Yeah.
down here that,
Yeah.
that we could be
Yeah.
working with businesses.
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right now as it is, we go to a lot of houses
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And that's great too. We love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty amazed at
Mm-hmm.
when we first started working out, like the first day, the second day that we did it, and
Yeah.
how I'm like, I wonder how like the equipment that was needed to accomplish the job, right? And
Yeah.
it's not that much,
Yeah.
but it's right, whatever. So it's not like you're like transporting an entire gym. You know, you
Right.
have the ropes and you have some weights and a bar, but to talk about the mobility of it,
Yeah.
it is really mobile.
It's
like,
really
Because
mobile.
at first I thought, what's he going to do? Like, is it a big truck? And then it
Yeah.
almost looks like a gym, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And so it just goes to show you that with the right, fundamental equipment,
Yeah.
with the right exercises, that you can actually get a really good workout. And you don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to have like all the accoutrements of the gym. Nothing against gyms,
Yeah.
at all, because I still go to gyms when I can too,
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's just it just shows you just do the work.
Just
You
do the
don't
work.
need like a lot of things.
Yeah. And one thing that we believe in the company too,
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason that we choose the equipment that we choose is because we're all about the functionality of workouts.
Mm-hmm.
We work with people of all ages, all conditions. We want to help them improve their mobility, strength, cardio, everything like that. So we don't need machines. We need dumbbells, right? We need just some weights. We have a bench, we have. So sometimes I pull up and people are like, you have a lot of stuff compared to what I thought you would have, So, but my point is that's our philosophy behind training in 4x4. All the trainers agree is we're going for functionality, mobility, cardio, strength, the whole 9 yards. We're not necessarily bodybuilder trainers. We're not trying to
Right.
jump you on a machine and just pump a muscle. We're trying to make you overall function better overall.
And strong. Like I feel
Strong, too.
stronger
Absolutely
since
strong, yeah.
we've been working out together. I do.
Yeah, good.
I feel like a lot strong. And that you can tell and then 2 weeks from now, probably strong. You can tell that it's building.
Yeah.
The strength that you have and,
Yeah.
and the endurance. And when you have a super stressful job like we do, endurance is a good thing to have.
It is.
Physically,
Yep,
and
yep.
then of course the byproduct of, mentally.
Mm-hmm.
What are some, how would we give a tip to somebody that isn't doing what we're doing right now? Like how to start? Like what are some, is it a mental thing? I think it's mental. I think it's a commitment. Like I don't care what it's going to cost, or I can't make excuses anymore, and I just have to do something. But I don't know, maybe it's something else that you all know that's different than what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think it probably depends on where you're at with it. If you've just let yourself, really slip out of shape and kind of get out of shape, I do think it's mental. I do also think maybe taking that first step of just trying it. Some people are intimidated by training because they think it's going to crush them. They think it's going to be somebody yelling at their face and making them do burpees. But I think if you actually give it a shot, that will get you on the right track.
Yeah, just try.
I think just trying it. Yeah, and making that decision to, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
And really doing it. Yeah.
Well, we continue to spread the word with all of what we can do with the magazine and the social and everything. And, you know, it looks so fun. I think that how can people not do it, you know? One request that I have that I asked you the last time is, can we add jump roping in?
Add the jump rope. Oh, man, I got to get that jump rope.
I'll bring a jump rope.
You bring a jump rope?
I'll bring it.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Anything else to say before, you know, we close out? I'll just say it's been a pleasure knowing you and meeting you, and I'm so looking forward to continuing our relationship together. And it means a lot to us who you are and what you're doing for us too.
Absolutely, yeah. I just want to say thank you for having me on, for sure. Thank you for all that you guys do. You know, putting us in the magazine and helping spread the word. You guys are so known around here, and you specifically, you're so known by everyone. Everyone loves you here, Lisa.
Thank you. That's nice. Yeah. I've been here for a really long time. Like I don't even understand like how I could be here so long. It's like kind of crazy.
Mind blowing sometimes.
It's a little mind blowing to know that I'm actually still even doing this and I'm still here. Where people are probably going, "How is she still here?"
People love you here, and
thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I love working with you guys, and yeah, we look forward to continuing to grow and for people to try us out in the area, and just continuing to expand and help and serve more of the community.
Awesome. Well, I wish you and 4x4 Fitness continued success, and I know that your star is just going to keep going up, you know, and it's so great that you moved here. I'm glad that you moved here.
Thank you. Yeah, we love it.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Come on, go get it. Go get it. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.